Greetings, friends, Romans, and country. Let me add a little lighting here. Bam. Yeah, now I'm lit up. All right, so this is just a weekly wrap up. Got a new camera, Logitech webcam, for all of $30 at Target or Walmart or one or the other. But yeah, it's been a wild week. I actually bought my parents, some. Try to say Halloween. I actually bought my parents some Christmas gifts this year. I got my dad a lovely GPS tracker that he can put on his keys because I know I've gotten my forgetfulness from him, and I know he always used to carry around two sets of keys, one in one pocket, one in the other. I asked him one day, "Well, Dad, what happens if you ever forget your pants?" And yeah, and then he looked at me funny, but yeah. Anyway, that was me trying to tell him a joke. Um, Now I got my mom. I asked my dad. I really know nothing about my mother. I know she loves cooking and I know she loves traveling, and she doesn't do a lot of traveling because my dad will refuses to go on planes. So I got her a Brazilian cookbook because next year I plan on taking a trip to Brazil. Hopefully, whenever Carnival is up, planned on going with my podcast partner. But yeah, the podcast is no more. Yes, I am no longer a heathen. That's what I'll say about that. Um, we had a discussion last night about how the podcast needed to be more entertaining. And if you know me, I'm all about entertainment and telling jokes. So I had to turn the mirror on OJ there to explain. Well, maybe the reason why we're not that entertaining is because you're not entertaining, and it's hard for me to try to be entertaining when you don't want to talk about yourself. It's like he says, don't talk about what city I'm in. Don't talk about my job doing ride share. Like what? What else? Yeah, it's like he doesn't want to, and he hires escorts, and he doesn't want to talk about his escorts experience because one of the chicks that I don't know, he gets free escorts, and he doesn't want to talk about that on the podcast because he's worried that, oh yeah, if I do that, then I won't get to continue to have this free exchange of information, as we might want to call it. So my whole thing is like, I'm pretty much an open book. I try to have fun as much as possible if you actually know me in real life. So you're asking me to be more entertaining when I'm throwing out all these ideas. I had an idea to do COVID bingo just before the whole COVID stuff went down, where we both have bingo cards. We pick our tiles, and whenever somebody in a professional sport gets COVID, we mark off an X. Like, all right, the first person to get a full five diagonals straight up and down wins the pool, and the bet would be a hearty handshake. Out of 15 tiles, I had already got MLB, NBA, NFL. All I needed was three tiles out of 15. This man couldn't come up with just three more tiles. Give me three. I asked him. I need three. I'm texting him. He's like, explain it to me. I'm like, I showed you a picture. I need three more tiles. And he could never come up with three more. And lo and behold, the season starts on all these lovely sports. They're dropping left and right. A whole team, what? Was it the Ravens or some team, Titans? Somebody all got COVID. And I was like, why couldn't we have done something like COVID bingo? And then I was surprised that even in the World Series, redhead guy, Dodgers. I'm drawing a blank on the name. Redhead guy, Dodgers gets COVID. That was one of the tiles. I'm like, what sport is going to have somebody get COVID in the championship game? And that was going to be a tile that we probably could have used. So yeah, I'm no longer a heathen. Happy trails, Godspeed, even though you're a Buddhist. And another thing that kind of that we were talking about was he's saying he wants the show to be like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has guests all the time on his show. We tried doing this podcast on Audible with just the audio. And then we started to do it on Zoom with me and him. Now we've been doing this for about a year and a half, year and some change. Not one guest. We haven't had a guest. so so you want to be like Joe Rogan, who has a guest on consistently, but we have not yet to have a guest. So how close to Joe Rogan are we trying to be? And I didn't see the correlation. Like I always I kept telling him, hey, check out this podcast, Joe Budden podcast. I watch that thing every time it's up, twice a week. To me, it has enlightened me on all types of electronics, the content game, which is the biggest thing right now. And it's like what I'm getting from him is information and knowledge about being your own business, starting your own business, selling your brand and stuff like that. I keep telling him, hey, check out the podcast. Timestamp from here, timestamp from here. This is the type of stuff I want to try to give out to people. Like I have a background in, well, in the movie industry. I've done background probably for about 5, 6 years. I got a lot of information about stuff that most people who aren't in the quote industry would like to know about. Like I once was in the backseat I was running late for a set. I'm in the backseat of a van with freaking Topher Grace and Chris Evans, and they're talking about whether it's good or not to take a role as a homosexual, and how deep you want to go into that role. And I was like, I'm like I'm like the only one here. I'm like a fly on the wall, and I'm like nobody else is going to experience that. And it's like I've got tons of stories like this about background work, and I know tons of people in background as well as some people who are in background who made it outside of background. So I'd love to talk about that. I watch movies religiously because I feel like the movies are the way humanity will be telling stories from here on out, whether it's an animated TV show or something like that. And I feel, I don't know. I'd like to talk more about stuff like that. We haven't been able to talk about that because, well, the industry's been shut down because of COVID. But he wants to claim that it's just the flu, like the president says. But the funny thing is, while I've not gotten COVID, somebody has gotten COVID, and he just doesn't want to talk about it. He literally thought he was on death's door, texting me, "Oh, I might be dead. This might be my last text message. This, that, and the third." I'm like, it was just the flu. Why are you typing like this? Yeah, and I doubt he even told his parents that he had COVID, because if it was just the flu, you would easily just tell, "Hey, I got the flu. No big deal." But no, it's serious, and he doesn't want to take it serious. But yeah. So anyway, I'm going to be doing my own podcast. I'm still looking for a name. What I have for a name is what I texted one friend of mine who I want to have on the show, Jack. He's probably going to be the co-host here. I was thinking of some names. What I've got is, let's see, I've got Life in the Foreground, because I used to be a background artist, and I'm slowly trying to sell my brand and stuff. Like I do comedy in LA, but I don't want to say LA because I don't want people to know who I am. And yeah, my name is actually Ishmael. Yeah, this guy's not my last name. But yeah, he goes by John Doe Chance. And I'm like, that doesn't even sound like a real name. Like, why would you want a fake? Like, I understand a stage name, but stage names want to sound familiar. John Doe Chance doesn't sound authentic. So why would somebody want to come onto a podcast where the host himself is not authentic? Somebody answer that in the comments. So yeah, I also got dinner with friends. Plan on having a lot of friends on. But I don't want the show to just be about the guest. I mean, it would be cool, but yeah, like I don't know. I want guests, but I don't want them on all the time. And then night at the movies, because we will be talking about movies left, right, and center, or good TV shows. I know Mandalorian just dropped. I want to do a rank the Mandalorian season two when we get a chance. But yeah, oh yeah. So all this was talk about a week, but this actually just happened last night. It is December 21st. So in my week, I had a lot of shit happen to me, man. So last week, what Sunday, I'm dropping off an order at a food order at a guest house. I got like two cases of sodas. The person says I got it. I'm telling her it's kind of heavy. I didn't tell her that it was two different things. So when I handed it to her, she said I got it. I told her it's heavy. She of course drops two of her own sodas on her wooden floor, and what else happens? And then it gets all over her shoes. And I'm just standing there like, well, there goes my tip. And I'm like, you said you had it. You didn't have it. It was a lie. It's a trap. It's a trap. No. But so yeah, I walked off there. That was the only thing interesting that happened on my Sunday. Monday I worked. I worked a 10-hour day. I actually started to train people at my warehouse. I've never trained anybody. I wasn't prepared for it. I already did it like an 8-9 hour day, and then I'm supposed to train people for my last hour. I was exhausted. Tried to give off as much knowledge as I could. Yeah, go with God, those people. But yeah. Oh, I see movement in the background there. That is the reason why. Oh, you can't see him. That is the reason why I do all this. That is the only person I have to impress. My dog Bowser, scratching himself on my bed. Unmade bed, by the way. And yeah, he doesn't like the camera. I will get him on camera more often. So, so yeah, that is the only person I have to impress doing any of my stuff. I have cereal in the background, cashy? Yeah, I think that's how it's called. But yeah, so then Tuesday, oh my God. So, trying to deliver an order at a residential country club or something like that. It's like a country club where people actually live. There is a security booth on my left. There's a Domino's delivery car in front of me. There's also a right lane that just leads off to wherever. The address I'm supposedly supposed to drop it off at is number 160, but it apparently shows that it's right there. So I drive in the right lane, park my car, I get out. The first house says number 1. So that means the GPS just led me to the address, and then I got to find where 160 is. I get out, try to tell the security guard, hey, Chief, I'm here trying to drop off food. I'm looking for 160. He already starts yelling at me like, hey, how'd you get here? You're supposed to drive through, and I gotta I gotta log in your license plate. And he's just yelling at me, and I'm like, how did you get here? What are you going? I'm like, dude, I just took the right lane and I parked. Oh, so you use the residential lane? You're not supposed to use the residential lane. I'm like, hey, Chief, you're already yelling at me. Why are you yelling at me? I look back. I actually walk back, and I'm looking at the little area that is his booth, and the right lane. There's no signage. There's no signage that says this is the resident only lane. So if I did something wrong, there's nothing there that says that I wasn't supposed to use that lane. And furthermore, I was just at that booth. There was nobody there. There was just the Domino's delivery driver. Maybe he was inside trying to get his fucking clipboard or something. I don't fucking know. But the last thing you need to do is start already yelling at me without a mask on. The old motherfucker didn't have a mask on. So I'm like, you're in the wrong line of work, buddy. So I got heated. I'm yelling at him. I'm calling him all kinds of names. And I told him, you know what? I'm just gonna leave the food here with you, and then I'm gonna call the person to come pick up their order. And now he says, oh, I'm not going to take it. I don't know what's going on here. I'm like, I just told you I'm a delivery driver. I just told you I parked over there. And now you're saying you don't know what's going on. I'm leaving the food at this corner. I'm telling them that I'm telling them what kind of asshole you are. And then I kept it moving. And he's gonna tell me, oh, I really hope that they don't have more delivery drivers like you. I'm like, oh, I beg to differ, sir. I make a lot of money for these people, and that will not happen. Like I don't get write-ups because I do my job. It says I think I've had a couple issues where when they say leave it at my door and then there's not a door, or there's like I had an incident where somebody said, please leave it at my door. My house is actually around the back on the left. Leave the stuff on the doorstep. But if there's no doorstep, where am I supposed to leave it? And and when I went to the address around the back, there's no address on that area. So I'm not just gonna leave it at a random door. So then I decided to leave it at a bench. And apparently they didn't know that there was a bench in the area, because then my delivery service DoorDash is telling me, hey, there's a report of, they didn't say they got the order. I'm like, I left it on the bench. If they don't know where the bench is, I can't help them. It's like, it's right there. So yeah. So then I actually wrote this stuff down. So then after that incident, I called it a night. I decided to go to my lovely Del Taco down the street. Wanted to wash my hands in order to get my food. After I got my food order or use the restroom, of course, my glasses fall off, and then one of the arms breaks. So then I gotta wear my glasses sipping sideways, as they call it in the hood. But yeah, I'm still like, I mean, I've already started. I purchased contacts a couple months back, so I just use my contacts a little more than I have to, and still trying to find the craziest. As you can see, I live life a little wild. I'm trying to find some crazy glasses out there. I saw these ones that are like they're shaped like 8-bit, so like they look like they're from like a 1980s video game. So I want to get prescription glasses like that, or I want to get either Woody Allen frames, one of my favorite directors, or Woody Allen frames with orange glasses. I gotta go bright. I don't like just wearing black glasses. I think they're just basic. And if I gotta have wear these all the time, I at least want to make them a conversation piece or something. I'll even show off my lovely driver's license picture because, yeah, I go hard in the paint, as they say. I'll cover up my address. But yeah, that's my ID license. I smile. Even when they say you can't smile, I don't care. I'm smiling in my freaking driver's license picture. So yeah, what else happened? Oh yeah, and Wednesday I found out that one of my team members at the warehouse tested positive for COVID. So I was pretty fucking scared, thinking that I might have it now, because this was actually one of my department members. So it's like this is somebody I do interact with on a regular basis. I always ask her how she's doing. We talk, chop it up, stuff like that. So she's at home, and the funny thing is, we get a regularly, well, not regular, but we get text messages saying whenever somebody in the warehouse has tested positive. Now, after she told me that, I'm looking at my text messages. I'm not seeing any from the day before when she said that she got the day before when she said that she had got COVID. So I'm worried that why aren't they telling us if she's reported that she's got COVID? So I don't know. It's lovely working at a Glamazon warehouse. And then while I was walking my dog, I found out that I got charged. Yeah. So Thursday, I found out that I got charged for the yearly subscription for PlayStation Plus, even though I canceled that card. I what I have a new setup where I'm on PC now, hence this new camera, because I can now just upload stuff here rather than trying to go through the PlayStation Network. When I'm going to be streaming Cyberpunk, I can actually edit it, do overlays, stuff like that. I can't do that when I'm hooked up to the PS4. If PS5 was a little different, I might start streaming more on there, but I'm probably going to be streaming more on PC and whatnot. So what else happened? Oh yeah, Mandalorian came out. The finale came out Thursday. I actually didn't watch it till Saturday, and I actually had it or watched it on edibles. I don't do edibles a lot, but I had a pounding headache that happened all week. I've been taking some headache medicine. It was mildly working, but I could not get to sleep. So I took this, the what, 50 milligram I don't know, indigo. Somebody write in the comments what the name of this stuff is. But yeah, it knocked me out. And I watched the Mandalorian finale with with on while eating an edible gummy. It was small, but packed a punch, boy. It worked. I'm tempted to do it at work, but yeah. So yeah, that's my weekly wrap up here. Like I said, going through some transitions, a lot about living and a little about love. I don't know. I know that's a song lyric somewhere, but yeah. So that's my weekly wrap up. Good fight, good night, happy holidays to you and yours. I don't know. Get somebody you care about something. I haven't got Bowser his gift yet. I think it's just going to be a big bone. I don't know what else to get him. But yeah, peace out, folks. It's been real. Catch ya next week or maybe sooner. Bye.